Welcome back to another video. It's Ricky Day and it's freezing and the beamer went flat because it keeps draining the battery. So if anyone knows why there's draining a battery, I need to look into it. Apparently it's really hard to diagnose, which is what I haven't for 3 years, but fucking of course it fucked out this morning. But it's right, we haven't been jump packed, so we are on. We're going to crack into this, of course, because it's a new day and it's been a couple of hours since the last one, so we will probably film when we actually have something a little bit more important to line up. Tash just getting ready still. I was delegated to keep this warm up. It's not 21 degrees in here. It's actually 8.5 and that's fine, but we don't have heating in our house quite yet because we haven't committed to the fire fully. There's only a little bit of wood down there and the heat pump's not quite in yet, but it's getting chilly. So just cold to the freaking bones. So this heater's going to be absolutely jamming. Anyway, enough talking smackaroonies. Let's get into wrecking it. I'm amped for it. Alright, we've done our our documentation, and we've got all our stuff, and we've joined. I don't want to say the Ricky race, but it fucking feels like it already, hey babe? Yeah. We're already hauling us. We're on our way to Ashley Forest, so yeah, let's go and see what this is all about. Look at the bloody state of this. We're just in a big traffic jam. That's fucking sicko. Fuck yeah. We're racing and rushing and whatever. We're just fucking parked up here. Fucking hell. Run, Forest. Run, Forest. Run, Forest. There's a bloody square in the ocean. That honestly looks like some sci-fi shit. What the hell? What the bloody hell? What the hell, man? We've had I don't know if we made a video after. We'll turn this music down so we don't get copyrighted. I don't know if we made a video after the first pass. Both me and Tash hate this. That's real weird. What I don't like is that somehow a 4 is like a 90-degree corner, and even a 6 is a real tight corner, and it just doesn't really make sense. Like, I sort of feel like a 2, you got to do a handbrake turn and spin around on the same fucking road you came up in. So it kind of seems like it uses the whole end of the top scale with heaps of numbers for no frickin' reason. But anyway, can't complain because the people who wrote the notes know fucking way more than me. So we'll try to get used to them. And I guess there's like little niggly bits that we're trying to work out with when there's gaps in the notes and that sort of things. Not gaps in the notes when you join notes together. So that's what we're sort of trying to work on at the moment. I'm trying to recalibrate my brain for how a 5 right is like basically a second gear corner in our car, but that's okay. We'll we'll work on that. And yeah, there was just crazy sci-fi rock in the middle of the beach. We'll see if we can get a better view of that at some stage, but that was hectic. So on to the second stage shortly. We've got some proof of what happens to me when you wake me up before with a number starting with fucking 5 o'clock. Look at this. What? This has been on backwards the whole bloody day. Anyway, we're still getting through this. We're learning to hate it a bit less, but we still hate it. So yeah, that's about the update. I just wanted to give you an update on the t-shirt situation, so you know what we're dealing with here. And yeah, and I've got to pee heaps because we've had just heaps of Red Bulls this morning because we woke up at 5 AM. It's crazy. So yeah, bloody onwards.
I'm driving past.
There's a bloody plane. Where is it? Look at it. Huh. I actually thought it was going to take off our way. That's mean. That's actual sight. How good. That's mean. We're dusted out, mate. Okay, so what do we got here, bud? What's this one? That's the top. That's the average 6. Speed. That's like the speed trace of the track. Look at that. That's just pinned at bloody Towandi. Just flat line at the top. So this is the one. I don't know if I've spoken about it. There's a stage. Let me give you guys a clue. There's a stage that's bloody 1.7 kilometers of straight, and the corner leading into it is pretty fast, and the corner at the end of the 1700 meter straight is also really fast, and that's where the spectator point is. So your boy's gonna have to put her on. So we're actually gonna film the entry into it so I can study the hell out of it and see how we go. So when we get there, when you give me the old 1700, I'll get you guys out again, eh? Look at the bloody state of this. I've already been driving on it. Look how long it is. Bloody hell, that's long. fast do you reckon we're going down here?
Too fast.
Too fast?
For me.
Surely like 2:30 or something. She's just bloody straight. I wanted to get a clear view of the road when we're humming through here. Here's the big tree. It's a big tree. Alright, I'm gonna stop bloody. It actually doesn't feel like it's doesn't actually feel like it's that long in the Mighty X5 because it's such a bloody beast. I mean, we are doing 80 like we're supposed to.
This here where the 7 left past junction, 180.
Yeah, and this is where the spectator point is. Oh yeah, we're bloody tipping in, babe. She's bloody happening. It's safe to go wide. We're all good. Then we've got to put the brakes on, eh? Put the brakes on, actually slow down. Right, we on. Alright, we've done Ricky. We are now. We somehow just made it in time. Like really, by the time we got home, slapped some stickers on the car, ran over here. We were a minute away from our novice briefing, so we only just made it. We parked up. I still am not a fan of the notes at all, but whatever, it's time to rally now, so we'll see how we go tomorrow. So I think I'll end this video here. Don't know what, if it's 2 videos, 1 video, whatever. We hate the notes and we're gonna see how we go with them. We have to at least try, right? So we'll catch you in the rally day. Let's go. We started the morning with the bro dropping the petrol pump down when he wants the diesel one. Fucking crim. That's well, that PPE. You are T-phoning as well, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the bloody start of this rally, hey? Time for skits.
Yeah.
We're here. We're parked up, man. Here's some rally cars. That's it, we're like 35, so we've got to line up 1 or 2 more cars and then it's us, so we'll probably just cut straight to the in car. We'll see how we go. Let's go. I still have eyes fucking mint. Even corrected me a couple of times. So that's fucking actually awesome. Fucking good result. Something is not happy on the RB. I was puffing some smoke. I think one of the breathers, those like push-in style breathers, and I should have just welded it when I had the engine apart because I knew that was going to probably bite us in the ass. So we'll deal to that and circle back around after the service. So freaking wicked first stage. That flows real well. It's a lot more fun in the rally car than in the X5, I'll give them that. So yeah, let's get to the service and have a look at what's bloody leaking oil in there, eh? Okay. No, I'm good thanks. We just had a wee look. We were hitting some bloody boost cuts and stuff, so that's okay, at least it's not oil. Am I right? So yeah, that first stage actually went real sick. Tash did a great job. A.
Thanks, babe.
And I think we actually, well, I don't know how much faster than that we can really go, to be fair. But now that we know that the RB is healthy, and and the oil leaking. The oil leaking was just the power steering being a bit full, because I thought this was the dog there that was leaking, but she's all good. So yeah, bit of spillage in here, so it was just that. So that's okay. So bloody big touring stage now, and then some more skits. Is that okay?
Yeah, 10, 10. Sorry, 11, 10, 11,
not good. The boost control didn't work literally immediately straight off the start line, so she's been free boosting the whole lap, and I've been trying to pedal it to not keep it on the cut, but it's been quite difficult because basically like with turbo cars, any amount of throttle, especially with this fucking ridiculous 80, 90, no, like 100 mil throttle body that's got on it, any amount of gas, basically the turbo's already making full boost, and if you let off a tiny bit, then it cuts off because you're at 0% throttle. So it's been kind of hard to balance that and still haul us, but we did good, and Tash did awesome with the notes, and we were humming, and we had a wee moment, but that's okay. A couple of freaking reboots and she was mint, and yeah, we'll go to service now. We'll see. Hopefully it's just a popped off vac line, but the ones on the wastegate are sweet. The one on the manifold is cable tied to it, so I really doubt that there's anything actually wrong other than the wastegate itself. So not super sure what we're going to do there, but we'll see. But yeah, that was frickin' sick. So I did later explain actually exactly what's going on here. I've just blocked out all the profanities because there were plenty, so stay tuned. Alrighty, we've had our wee drammy and now it's time to go. Oh, bloody hell. What's the first we made it back behind car number 50, so we're getting back up there since we started from the bloody last one. We actually did really good in that stage. We hauled ass, and the car's back to running 100%. So yeah, so what the actual problem was there is the bloody, I put an error for a fuel pump in it, and the fuel hose that comes supplied with, which should be the in-tank fuel hose, you know, the little piece, fully degraded, softened right the hell up, and blew a hole in it. So that's where we went. And also that happened 100 meters after service, of course. So then we smashed it out. The boys helped me get back on track. We just had the sweeper car roll in and pull up, and then we were gone. So we'll get time penalties, but we're not officially out of the rally or retired or anything. So we're just lined up now to stage 4. Stage 4. And yeah, time to bloody party, so let's go.
thing's fucking
fast entry, G? Was it sick as fuck?
I don't like the fast straight.
Oh, okay. That's real weird. She doesn't like the fast straights. Never mind all the other sketchy shit we've been up to. Status report, thought I blew the RB up when we finished the stage because it did not sound flash, but I think it was probably just really very hot. I did have to slow down on that one because yeah, it really got too warm. I had to just chill the fuck out and actually cruise for a bit, which was really painful because I felt like we were doing really well. I don't know what the top speed was, like 230-ish or something, maybe. Not fast enough. I reckon Ari would have got a bit more than that out of it. So yeah, second to last stage now. Well, second to last gravel stage. And then, yeah, off to Rupuna. So what was pretty sick about this stage is that we actually managed to run the car on high boost the whole time, and the temperature only affected us a little bit towards the end, but we managed to get a top 10 overall in this one. So is that a coincidence? I think not. Right, let's see how the Bros launch goes this time. So this is the last stage on gravel, and then we got the super special, so let's go. We ended up with a hole in our ship. We ripped the bloody floor out of it a little bit. That's why we got a bit of dust and a couple of stones in here. So, bit boggy but not bad. Bit boggy but not bad. overheating, bro. Oh, I just got a sick video. Alrighty, so it's the day after the rally and we've got the Sylvia up ready to get a bit of a clean up, and I was just having a wee bit of a nosy around it. We've had, you know, people wondering why I'm bloody spinning out. Well, people weren't wondering. I knew exactly what was going on, but this is why I was spinning out, doing those entries. It's a bit of my rim here, look at that, you know, bit of rubber on here. So doing those big entries, the trailing wheel hits this caster on, but I can't change it because this is a hard race one piece. It's even actually hit the sway bar slightly. And it would probably go even further around. So anyway, I knew that, and I know that that's a thing and that it's a problem, but it's like not really a problem because it's a rally car and like you're not sort of typically on that amount of lock. And like you've probably already seen some videos of what you can get away with on the gravel anyway, so it's not so much of a major. But I really can't believe, truly, like, where we've ended up. I don't know if I've put results on there yet or not, but basically where we finished is I believe we're second in class behind Clinky in the 20 BRX8 and 20th overall out of the 70 so people that competed. And we even got as far as a top 10 on a Hunga stage or something. It's a real short one. Coincidentally, that stage is where I managed to run the boost all the way up on the RB because it was a short stage, so I knew it wasn't going to get hot. So is that a sign that it needs more horsepower? I don't know. Maybe, maybe. I think the fucking tyres would disagree severely with that. But yeah, I mean, and even going into the last stage, what's it called? Mount Grey Road or something, the Ashley Forest one in reverse. We're actually up 2 seconds and we're actually leading. But then we just sucked on that last stage. I don't really know exactly really why. We did have old tyres on the car. And there's a lot of like super tight corners and then uphills. And this car just doesn't, I'm not going to blame the car completely for it because there's always more that I can do. My hand is sore, hold on. Bloody swap hands so I can hold you maybe here. Is it going to be, I don't know, hopefully you can see me. Not going to blame the car fully, but I've had it even at Piper Valley Road, like when the road is just uphill and heaps of sharp corners, this car just hates it. Like it's heavy, it doesn't have the traction of other cars, and it just sits there fucking around. And I was doing my best to try and keep the momentum going, but there's just so many tight corners and all uphill, and we had a couple of mistakes really, like we got lost in the notes once or twice, which wouldn't have helped, I suppose. But that wasn't a hell of a lot of time really. Tash got back on top of it pretty quick and we're pretty sweet with that. So, and even on that note, I actually want to say, like, I'm super proud of Tash. It really started with basically tears at the bottom of Ashley at the start of the morning, like thinking, nah, we can't do this because these notes are crazy and they don't make any sense and anything like that. But honestly, straight away into the first stage, she was reading notes, so I was able to rely on them. And all through the weekend, we got maybe 7 or 8 times lost in the notes, quickly recovered where we got to, and carried on and had a freaking wicked time. So yeah, I still can't actually truly believe how well we've done and how well this car has done, even though it's still overheating. I really actually don't know what I'm going to do about that, because I've even gone as far, I'll show you guys, I don't know if, I think I did show in here what we have done, but like It's really sealed like as nicely as possible. We've even stopped that bottom bit from blowing out. That used to blow out because I guess blowing out shows that it was pressurizing the front of this front end of this. So that was all happening. I did have the fan running the whole time, and there is a hole behind this cooler as well to let the air sort of like pass through there. So I don't think there's any issues with like keeping the fan running. Obviously the vented bonnet. It's really like with foam, like sealed really everywhere, and there's like bits underneath there. The side panels are all closed in, so I really have no fucking idea like at all what else to bloody do. Like it just doesn't want to stay cold. Like all the top end WRC cars, a lot of them have V-mounts, and most of them have coolers side by side, but they're also extremely well ducted with like formed plastics and shrouding and that sort of stuff. I don't think that's practical for the amount of space that we have in front of the RB, basically. So I really want to keep the RB. I really don't want to change the engine. We are thinking of an engine that could go in there with a gearbox that maybe would be really sweet for rallying, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves there quite yet. But I don't have a solution, and I really actually don't even know what else to try, because I feel like I've tried everything. So other than just throwing shit at it now that I am not confident will fix it, like different style of radiator, maybe a different style of intercooler, change with like the thicknesses and that sort of stuff, but that's just fucking shotgunning shit at it. And I don't like shotgunning parts without some sort of validation as to the fact that it may or may not actually work. So anyway, that's where that's at. So yeah, I think the car's going to get parked up for a while now. Run out of money. So despite the fact that we've actually had, I'm not sure if I mentioned in a vlog about Dixel coming on board, Dave from Brake Tech, that was freaking awesome. Like you can see actually the temperature that's been in the rotor. They've actually been sort of working properly, and the pads have actually chewed down a fair bit actually. But the stopping of the car's been like really awesome. Same with on the back. The handbrake's been working awesome. This is something you got to like watch out for in rally, because your calipers get absolutely smoked. Yeah, handbrake's been freaking sick. Like the whole braking package has actually been awesome. So once we need some pads, I'll change the rotors, and that's where we're at with that. So I've probably done this one as well, like last time, a very long vlog. I don't want to cut the stages up. I don't want to like make it a highlights thing. I don't freaking care. Like I want the videos to be up somewhere so I can watch them in the future, and there's just there. Again, skip them if you want. I don't know if I'll put the wee notes in. Maybe I'll try see if I can edit that myself. Put the wee notes in of skipping to the end of the stages if you want. But these ones aren't really so long either, so shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you very much to Simon from Surfab for the dyno time to get this thing nailed, and of course Tyrell for supplying the tires. Like that is still, especially for a local rally, still the majority of the cost in doing this. So very, very, very thankful for Nathan and Cody for everything that they do for that. Like, yeah, couldn't have done these last two rallies easily without them. Like something like a rally sprint maybe on our own, but definitely not with, with the amount of tyres that this takes and moving them around and that sort of stuff. Same with Thrash Garage. I've honestly bought so much stuff off of them. Real late minute, like that alternator that's new, the filters, various parts and fittings and all that sort of stuff. So like I said, if you need anything for your car, anything at all, just check on their website first. The website's really good, especially for Nissans. Heaps of factory parts and that sort of stuff. So have a wee look, because they can get all sorts of things for your car as well. So yeah, Dixel brakes if you actually want to like slow down properly. And yeah, that's about it, I suppose. We got Lincoln Calford in there too, but we haven't quite put the Calford engine together. So in this, there's just some 30-year-old Nissan shit that somehow is getting roll-bowled and arseholed. So yeah, and obviously the Link, to be honest, this weekend saved the car big time, because basically free boosted an entire stage, and if we didn't have its safeties, we would have been stuffed. And same with the fuel pressure one, actually. Not that would have caused us any harm, because the car was literally shutting down, just idling around. But that's why the safety sensor's in there, because I don't want my pistons to be liquid in the bottom of my sump. I want to crack them when I'm doing burnouts in my sheets. So on that note, thank you to everyone who's helped. Thank you for watching until you made it this far. And let's see where else we go from here. Cheers.